Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Corner House Chronicles. It's episode 96. I'm John.
I'm Jason.
We got a special guest in the house.
Hey guys, it's Matt from my beer box.
All right. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to talk about the MI Beer Box, the one we opened. We got another one to open. We're still running our contest. It's going to be a lot of beer talk tonight.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
No.
We're getting heavy, loading up before episode 100. So let's get it rolling. It's Corner House Chronicles Day. Seriously, it feels like it's been forever since we recorded an episode.
It's been a minute.
I was telling the wife earlier today, I'm like, God damn, it's been like 12 days.
Yeah, my schedule doesn't really help out in that situation.
No. We make do. We're getting there. So, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks for having me. I don't even know where I'm at.
You know? Yeah, you're from up on the east side, right?
Yeah, I'm straight east side. My dad used to live out in Westland, but he moved to Florida in 2009, so I don't really make it to this side of town ever.
No.
It's like this. It could be Ohio for all I know.
Ouch.
I could have wormholed all the way across the state lines.
That one got Jay good.
Not a huge fan of Ohio, but that's...
I lived there for 2 years. I know exactly
I'm sorry.
all the struggles that you went. And I actually lived in the middle of Ohio, in Columbus.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
So I was doing sales, and people could recognize that I didn't sound all slack-jawed like them. So they used to ask me where I'm from, because I don't sound like them, and I would tell them Michigan.
The better place.
And they would not buy from me.
Oh.
So I learned to tell them I'm from Detroit, and then they would be scared of me, and they would...
The Detroit card is a very powerful card.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you know, double-edged swords, you know? So, yeah, it was a fun time. It was okay.
So, what, Sterling Heights? Is that where you're?
I'm in St. Clair Shores.
St. Clair Shores,
So, yeah,
okay.
I'm right off Lake St. Clair.
Oh.
About a mile away from this lovely brewery that I brought you from, Treats from the Eastside. They only distribute in Macomb County, so I figured outside the brew house you can't get it, so I might as well bring you something to sip on.
Yeah.
It is appreciated.
Let's see. What is that?
So this is Mango Unchained. This is the flagship of the brewery of Baffin Brewery in St. Clair Shores, 10 Mile and Jefferson. They actually are now contract brewing this at Brew Detroit.
Oh, nice.
In 200-gallon batches, so they're selling the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So
Pretty tasty.
yeah, I mean it's not overly hoppy. You get a lot of mango too, which kind of hides the bitterness, or you know the sour with the bitter and the sweetness kind of all play together.
It balances well.
So if you're not into IPAs but you like fruit beers, this could be one of your go-betweens, or maybe a gateway beer.
I got to say, I'm not a fan of mango as a flavor, but this is actually really tasty.
Yeah, I think it just plays with the hops. I think they're mosaic hops, so it just kind of plays with the profile. Yeah, I guess
The print on the can is so small. I'm trying
Hey,
to... they were founded in 2015.
Yeah, they're pretty
So,
new. Yeah, definitely new as well.
Awesome.
We're quickly becoming a beer city. We'll have 4 breweries within 2 miles in St. Clair Shores by the end of the year.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's fun.
We don't have very many. We got to
Not
go to
in our
basically
neck of
like
the woods,
Detroit, you know, to
Isn't
get...
Batch the closest one?
That could be.
Or
question.
Supernatural in Livonia?
I think Supernatural might be the closer one.
Yeah.
Unless you go out to Plymouth, right? That's not closer, though, right?
No.
That's a little further away, and then Yipsy. There's a
Yipsy.
few in Yipsy.
Yeah.
That's a little further
Yeah.
away, but yeah, they're within 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
They're not real far away, but nothing around the block from us.
Yeah, we're blessed. I bought a beach cruiser, one of those bikes,
Yeah.
so I can just ride to the breweries because I don't want to get a DUI. And I'd
Smart.
love for a cop to pull me over on a bike for a DUI and then go to court and say, so you're taking away my license because I was driving a bike.
Smart enough not to be driving a
Yeah,
vehicle.
so
Right.
you're punishing me for
taking initiative here.
for being smart,
Yeah.
and your punishment is to do what I was doing originally. So what's the logic here, folks?
right.
Plus, I'm only going to hurt myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We have a friend who actually rode a bicycle home from a late night of drinking one night and hit a crack in the sidewalk and flipped over the handlebars.
Sure.
And they had to fucking emergency remove his spleen the next day.
Oh.
Blew him open. He's got this gnarly scar up and down.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I fell on my bike. We're like, holy shit, your motorcycle? Is it okay? He's like, no, my bike. Oh.
It's like there's more to that story that we need to hear.
Yeah, looking at you, Rob. So how did you start the MI Beer Box, or do you have a partner? Or
yeah, so I do a podcast with a bunch of guys called Better on Draft. We record Friday nights in Royal Oak. And so we are more about the business of beer. So typically we bring on a brewer or someone in the industry, and we have them tell their story. So like last week, or Friday rather, we had Recolt Meads from Grosse Pointe come on and just tell us, hey, this is who we are, this is our origin story. And typically people are nice enough to let us drink through the catalog. So, so we've had, everybody you can think of, Old Nation, Oddside, basically anybody in Michigan Brewing's been on our show. We've been really fortunate that way.
That's awesome.
So we thought subscription boxes are all the rage.
True.
And
yes, they are.
Beer collectors always want to know about the newest, greatest craft beer stuff. So I thought, hey, let's take our brewers that we have on the show and package all their swag up and deliver that right to our people's door. So go ahead. They actually ship out tomorrow, so you're a day early. But my thought was, if we can bring everything you'd want to collect from a craft brewery to the craft beer consumer, they know they can learn about the story of the beer. They can get their shirts, their swag, and then a reason to go, a free beer coupon.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Why not? It's kind of everybody's dream, I thought. So yeah, we just said screw it, and we thought about this in late October, and we launched in January. So
wow,
it's just been
talk about getting the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I mean, it's all digital these days, so it's a couple
true.
days grinding out websites and making connections and just saying, hey, who wants to be in the beer box? We went to Craft Beer Con in January with our soft launch, and we had breweries lining up out the door to be in the box. So
no
people
kidding.
were thinking, hey,
that's
what do we
great
have
advertising.
What do we have to pay to be in the box? It's like nothing, just give me some T-shirts and I'm going to ship them out for you. So it's a good time.
Craft Beer Con? Is that what you just said?
Yes, Craft Beer Con.
Did we know about? I didn't hear.
So it's a trade show that the Brewers Guild puts on in Kalamazoo.
Okay.
In January. So it's basically anybody who would want to sell to a craft brewery, like hop farm, yeast producers, tank handlers, and all that stuff. And then some breweries, they have tanks and they have happy hour and all that stuff. But yeah, every brewery goes and they check out what's new, and it's thrown by the Michigan Brewers Guild, and they do a really good job. And it's more behind the scenes than a beer fest. But I mean, we got tanked at 10 o'clock in the morning.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
you're just testing the wares
on a Wednesday.
It was good. Like they were just pouring beer for everybody, and I'm just sitting behind a booth, and they just keep handing you beer, and we're like,
okay.
I mean, if you're gonna twist my arm.
Now, did you have to pay to get a booth there, or did they just? Is it first come first serve type deal, or what?
As an allied member of the Brewers Guild, I got a booth.
Okay,
but I think there might have been a small fee. But I mean, it was our soft open,
Yeah.
Is to, hey, check this out.
The reach alone
making the
is
connections.
Yeah, absolutely. So, everyone was passing through. So basically, that week I put a whole year's worth of people together. So
nice.
It's a week long thing.
Or that week actually
weekend, like Friday to Monday, or
Friday,
something?
Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Get in late Friday, party Friday. The show's on Saturday, and then they do like a Brewers conference on Sunday, and then you get the fuck out of town because it's Kazoo and it's January.
Was it like, did you say like Firekeepers or something was around there?
That's Battle Creek.
I'm sorry.
We actually stayed at, I want to say like a Holiday Inn Express, but like right next to Gonzo's right before they sold out to Saugatuck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we just Ubered in, and then we Ubered, 3 miles the other way. So Ken and I, the host of Better on Draft, we just kind of partied and went with it and just had a good time.
Awesome.
I can't believe I didn't hear about this.
We talked about it a little bit, but we weren't up for a road trip out to Kazoo.
Yeah, okay.
It was still early on in the...
Well, let's make that happen this next January.
Yeah, because we were planning the upgrading of the studio.
That's right. Okay.
You might need some sort of... I think you need to be a paying member of the Brewers Guild.
Mm.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think it's $250 for a year's worth of allied membership. So...
Oh, that ain't bad.
It is what it is.
Being a part of that guild, that community, do you ever get contacted about like the best brewery for the year, like when they have those voting contests and shit? Like, do you have any kind of input on stuff like that or no?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that is a membership above where I'm at. I'm basically like the hop growers.
Gotcha.
I'm not part of the brewers portion of it.
Okay.
So I'm there to sell them shit, just like the yeast guys, the tap handle guys, the crowler machine folks. It's really, it's exactly what you think of when you see movies of trade shows with dudes in boring ass, polos and khakis.
With the name tag.
Right.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Cedar Rapids.
No.
It's an underrated one. You should check it out.
Okay.
But it's boring, and you're there for your connections. When you're in the brewing scene, you kind of know everybody, so anytime you get to hang out, it's just another reason.
Yeah, because you come from all over the state to that one location with the same people.
And everybody's got different territories and areas, so to get everybody so close, it's it only happens a few times a year, so everybody really parties out and checks in on each other.
That's cool.
Was that pretty much how you got in contact with a lot of the breweries from the north of the state? Was it that setting, or is it social media too?
Social media has been huge for us. The podcast is really our kind of platform because we've got like 5,000 followers and we get about 10,000 people listen to us a week.
Awesome. Damn.
And we've had, we've had everybody come into the show. We've had Unibrew come on. We've had Stone come on. So some big people come on and we put out the bat signal to the distributors. Hey, next time you have somebody from out of town, just send them our way. We'll put them up in a hotel and, do the thing and show them Metro Detroit. Ferndale is kind of huge where we go to. We're downtown Royal Oak. So.
Do you record at that,
Podcast Detroit.
Okay. Yep.
At 11 Mile and Main Street. Yeah. So, and then we've done, we do the beer tour guy, Steven Johnson, and then we have a Brews Brothers podcast that we're also part of. It's an urban show, which I really like. And yeah, it's a bunch of great guys celebrating diversity in the industry. So
yeah, no shit.
Beer.
Yeah. So we just we've been really lucky that we've gotten our name out there and it's been passed from a couple of good people, and we just promote the community. We don't rip people down.
Right.
We all have different palates, and we recognize when a beer necessarily isn't ours. So we don't rate beer on our show. We just say, hey, I like it, so it's a good beer. That's it. Or I'm not really into browns or overly malties, so I'll drink it to be courteous, but I'll just say, hey, this is not the kind of beer I would typically go, and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then those that really like brown ales or bourbon barrel beers, hey, you guys are the ones that kind of go with that, and you talk about it and you kind of sing its glories. And when you want to talk about an IPA or a clean, crisp lager, I'll take the handle there. And so we've got Untapped and all that bullshit, but it's really just for us to say either didn't enjoy it, it's okay, or drink it again. It's not
right. Okay.
You're not going to get a paragraph of the tasting notes and why they use the wrong hop and the yeast doesn't work. It's just worse. We just want to be lax. Hey, we want to celebrate it and just be a part of it and not really, shit on someone else's career.
That's kind of what we
do rate.
We rate it on the
Untapped.
Something
not for us. That people who are into that, definitely check it out. Because I wouldn't go for a mango IPA, but actually I'm liking this a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got 3 more.
Yeah, I like it too. There's only been a couple that I wasn't like, I'm not going to drink this, Yeah,
it's pretty
rough.
hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard for me to find a beer I don't like. So.
And I'm going to tell you, before we started doing this, I didn't drink craft beer at all. At all. I was a straight, give me a PBR. I know what I like. I'm buying cheap beer. It tastes good. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to get drunk.
Yeah.
End of story. And then Aaron was like, we should try this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it.
Michigan's got a lot of craft beers. We should jump in on that. It's like, we'll give it a shot.
And I sometimes bartend at some of the breweries around town, and I always like to, when guys like you come in and say, hey, what do you typically drink? And they give me something, I try to find a style and, get them to just kind of change their taste portfolio. I remember I was bartending at a place called Jam X, and this guy came in, I'm a Bud Light Labatt drinker. What do you got? So I gave him a Belgian triple that we had on, and he fell in love with it. And he's drinking these 9% beers like they're Bud Light or Labatt's. I'm like, dude, you gotta calm that down, or you're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a final absolution night.
Yeah. So, no, that's great. That's exactly what we want to do, is take people that, it's really beer's more of a journey than it is, something you show up and you like. You got to figure out all the different styles, and there's just so much going on in beer that you just got to find out, what's for you. And there's always room for everybody.
It's very eye-opening when you start getting into it. Just the vast differences that every brewery is kicking out.
Yeah.
It's like I have not had anything that has been remotely similar between 2 breweries.
Not that you would just be like, oh shit, this tastes just like whatever. You know? Yeah.
And then the experimental stuff that they go with, stuff I consider experimental, like mango IPA. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's not something I would be like, that sounds like a delightful beer. But
what of all the breweries that you've tried on your podcasts and different things and whatever, what was your favorite? Do you have a favorite brewery?
It's like picking a favorite kid. You got a favorite kid in the house?
I do. Love you, boys.
Shit.
Just if there was one that stands out, like Big Lake Brewing.
Right.
We haven't had a beer that we did not like come through this studio from those guys.
Or Old Nation.
Or Old Nation. Everything we've tried there, even the really hoppy, like the M43, that whole series.
Yeah.
That shit was hoppy as hell, but it wasn't bad.
This is going to sound boring, but my favorite brewery is Sheboygan.
Okay. I think we've had one or two of theirs.
Their Blood Orange Honey, I think, is the best beer that we have in the state. I know it's kind of boring, but it's a pale ale. It's a wheat with honey, and it's got a nice tartness that's refreshing, and it's got a decently high ABV. It started at 7.2, now it's down to a 5.6. But I really like what Sheboygan does, and I sing their praises all the time, and everyone's kind of over it. But if you just want a good beer that you can drink all of, it's the Sheboygan Blood Orange Honey.
Yeah.
But that being said, Drafting Table is the brewery that made me like dark beers. Like when I started the show, I was just like you, whereas I didn't drink dark beer. I didn't like it. And then they said, well, why don't you try this? And I just kind of moved over a little bit. So we're all drink barrel-aged beers now.
Yeah.
And it's because of, stuff like Mallow that they put out and stuff like that. And it's always cool to get that stuff, like, right before it releases. So, like, the day before they released Mallow, we had it in the studio. And the day before they launched M43, we had it in a Salesman Samples bottle. So
that's awesome.
Whoa.
It's fun to just kind of learn about the industry. And, like, we've done podcasts at Old Nation and at Brewery Becker, which that's a hidden gem, is to go up to Brighton and go to Brewery Becker.
Okay.
Brighton's not too far.
No, not really.
That's worth the road trip. It's the most beautiful brewery you'll ever see. It's in an old 1880s church or hotel or something. He completely got it and redid it, and his liquid is absolutely fantastic.
Well,
so
badass.
Brewery Becker's, I would say that's probably my favorite brewery, just because the liquid's really good. It's beautiful inside and out. I just wish they served food, but he doesn't want to. And he made his own brewing system.
Oh wow!
So he had somebody build him his own system, and then he programmed the computer that brews the beer. Like that's
impressive.
There's not anything that's not physically redone, completely changed, and all of his beer is gluten free. Like every single beer he has, he finishes by putting whatever compound chemical enzyme into it that breaks apart the gluten. So even if you can't consume gluten, you can drink their beer because they gluten removed it.
Wow.
So there's a bunch of stuff going on. So yeah, I guess
fucking technology, baby.
Chemistry, science.
Science, yo.
So open up your box, man.
Yeah, I'm curious if.
Hey, there's Skittles in there.
Is there?
Unfortunately, there's no Skittles.
No Skittles.
Well, not that I see. It's packaging peanuts.
It's kind of like Skittles.
Eastern Market, Detroit Brewing Company, community, camaraderie, craft. We're a community-focused craft brewery and tap room in the heart of Eastern Market, Detroit. In 2016, we purchased a building in the market, and over the next 12 months, transitioned it from a former meat packaging plant to a craft brewery. Let's see, we are known for our New England IPAs, in particular Market Day IPA and Elephant Juice, which now make up more than half of all production. Due to the rapid growth of these beers, we're Detroit's fastest growing brewery and one of the fastest growing breweries in Michigan. While we do love the haze, we also take pride in having a diverse tap list that caters to people from all walks of life, just like a market day in Eastern Michigan. On any given day, our tap room is full of people from different backgrounds who come to Eastern Market for the same fresh products. We're honored that all of our beer can be added to the list of what's available in the historic district. Let's see.
Say the name of it one more time.
Eastern Market, Detroit Brewing Company.
Okay. Eastern Market Brewing Company
in Detroit.
So. Oh shit! You got the fucking T-shirt on. Look at that.
Yeah,
okay.
Handy.
I got the early cut.
So got that day before hookup, baby.
Elephant Parade membership. We're particularly proud of our membership program, Elephant Parade. All memberships are for life and cost $95 for an individual member or $150 for a pair. Benefits include happy hour prices, always Tier 1 and Tier 2 beers, just $4, free shirt and glass at sign-up, entire tap list, $4 every Friday. Ooh, that could get rough. 20% off all of our merchandise, quarterly party for members, early access to beer release, and optional volunteer opportunities. That could get dangerous.
It could.
That entire tap list, $4 every Friday.
Especially when they have a triple New England IPA that clocks in at 10.2%. So if you're drinking those for $4,
jeez,
you're gonna have a rough time. You're gonna definitely be Ubering.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would hope so. So we got a cool Eastern Market Brewery coaster. One side's blue, one side's red.
I don't get down to Eastern Market that much. I should probably go down there more, especially during like football season. Boy, it's always hopping down there.
Elf and Juice sticker. Very nice. Oh, we got a T-shirt.
Killer.
I like their logo.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that we didn't produce the exact same shirt on all of them. We mix and match shirts. So the shirt that I have is obviously different than the one that you have. Yeah. So that's something different we did this time.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say for the listeners that this we'll take pictures.
Yeah.
But the shirt logo or the logo for the Eastern Market Brewing is the elephant holding a little pennant
from his trunk. Yep, from the top of his trunk.
Do they now when they send you merch? Do they give you a bunch of random stuff? And
this time they did. Usually we produce the shirts.
Okay.
But this time they just wanted to give us excess merch, which we were, happy to take.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice feeling T-shirt too.
We got a multi-tool
What?
from Detroit Vineyards.
Yeah, so right across the street from Eastern Market is a new Detroit Vineyard. So we included them in the beer box this week, or this month rather, because we figure maybe the girl that you're with, or maybe you yourself prefer wine to beer, and you want to check them out both at the same time. And they're
conveniently
a couple of months, old too. So they're brand new as well.
Let's see. Now open. Experience the first winery in Detroit in over 60 years. Try our sophisticated local wines, refreshing ciders, and surprising meads. Winery and tasting room.
I'm always down for a mead.
Meads are delightful.
Mm-hmm.
So we got mead, wine, cider, Detroit Vineyards at 1000 Gratiot Avenue, Old Stroh's building.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, really?
They used to build.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Wow.
They used to make the Stroh's ice cream. Brewery Park.
Ooh, we got some fancy glassware too.
I
like that.
We were talking about how these beer boxes are so kick-ass with the glassware, just to get the whole set of them and display them, or to be able to go to Eastern Market Brewing and take that glass and be like, hey, could you fill this up with one of your drafts?
Yeah, so, and then I was listening to the podcast, so every month we change the kind of glass, because if I just ship you
a pint glass
every year, or every month, you're going to hate me. I mean, so we change everything up, snifters, Belgian tulips, all that stuff, to where it's always something new and refreshing. I don't think there's anything else in that box, to be honest.
There's one more thing.
Oh, yeah, there you go. The most important thing.
It's a wonderful wooden token, good for one free beer from the Eastern Market Brewing Company.
Oh, so we could take the glass.
And the token.
Put the token in it, set it on a bar, and be like, hey.
I mean, I'm sure you can leave I'm sure they have extra glasses at the brewery.
Probably.
Very nice.
So the box that you just opened up is $40 a month. Or you can buy in 3, 6, or 12-month increments. If you buy a 6-month subscription, you get it's 5-month pricing. So you basically get a month free when you buy 6, and then you get 2 months free if you buy a full year. And then we actually dropped the price. These were $50, now they're only $40 a month. And our T-shirt box, which is just the T-shirt, no glassware, or the glassware, no T-shirt, is only $25 a month.
Oh wow!
So if you think about it, here's my economics. If you go to a brewery, you're going to spend $20 to $25 on a shirt.
Easy.
You're going to spend another $5 to $8 on a beer.
Easy.
So that's like more than $30. Yeah. So that's more than we're charging for the boxes, and then you get free beer. So what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, sir.
Yeah, the box you actually gave us before with the brewery from, I think it was Gaylord.
Yep.
Or Alpena, one of the two.
Yeah.
That was Gaylord.
It was a double box.
Yeah. We, my wife has family up there, so she's going to take those when they go up north in a couple weekends and give it a try. Let me know how it is. I can't go because of work.
Sure,
but,
yeah, it's fine. No, but, I mean, they both have really good food, and what's better than a free pint after you just drove 3.5 hours?
Right.
So, yeah, but that's the only thing that we charge breweries, is just give me something that I can offer my people, my customers, so, they
more
have
incentive
a reason
to go there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So of all the breweries in Michigan, have you made contact with all of them at least once?
Ooh, that'd be a tough task.
No.
There's like
Okay.
370 different breweries and another 30 or so in trying to get out there, so that's too many. But I'm sure in one facet or another we have. But basically what I did the first year, we're still only 8 months in, is T-Shirt Stop Beer is actually our printing company that we use. They do a lot of T-shirts for different breweries. So I use them, and I leaned on them to say, hey, who are your best accounts? And then I kind of picked across the state because I didn't want just to have all Detroit
one
breweries.
I
want to keep people
or one specific section.
So I wanted to keep it where it was around the state. So if you live in Grand Rapids, you don't have to drive here every week, or if you're here, you don't have to go too far. So like we had, everybody up. Like the month before, it was the Gaylor breweries. It was Brewery Becker. So basically, if you're driving from here all the way to Snowbelt, you could stop at Brewery Becker along the way, get beer, go to the next place, get beer, and keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So we just work with their clients, so we could just say, hey, we're gonna print, 100 of your shirts this month. Send them to random people. We just need a coupon from you guys and a write up about how you want to present yourself. And then we also partner with the breweries. So, hey, if we're going to buy 100 shirts, why don't you also place an order? We'll use our leverage to buy the shirts at a cheaper cost.
Price, yeah.
So now you're getting you're getting your shirts at a bigger discount, and everybody wins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. So, like it's back to what we do on the podcast. It's all about just promoting the community and letting everybody know. And everybody who really likes craft breweries, what they like more is knowing about newer craft breweries before everybody else does.
That's like that with a lot of things, absolutely. Yep.
Being on the cutting edge. And
right.
Yeah.
This one Jay brought over from Traverse City. We've never had before. Monkey Fist Brewing. You
Interesting.
heard of them?
I think I have.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Street Easy Pilsner.
I think I've been there. My buddy had a kid just last November, and his wife told me to get him out of town before they had a kid for the last time. And I'm pretty confident we stumbled into this place. But it was probably 36 hours of just straight boozery with a few hours in the middle to stop and sleep. But that was about it.
Get some food in your belly.
Haven't cracked one of those just yet.
No. I don't know. It's got a weird taste to it. I can't put my tongue on it, I guess would be the way to.
Okay. That's an interesting statement. Saying
it's a German-style Pilsner. I can't put my finger on it, what I'm tasting. There's nothing on the can. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be.
Pour some in there, why don't you?
Okay.
Oh, I think it's just the yeasty smell.
It might be.
Yeah, it just tastes like it's a little skunky.
Oh, well. There's no date on it either, so.
Yeah, that's just a standard pale ale.
Yeah.
Nothing
jumps out at me or, holds on to you.
It's like a PBR, like you were talking about earlier. It's just a yellow kind of beer.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
No, it ain't bad.
No. I think I like the mango one a little better, personally, but.
This one has like a little tart hit in the beginning, but.
Nothing wrong with mixing it up, though, right?
We got to try them all.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to the other one.
Nothing but time.
So, let's see.
Thank you for bringing that box. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That's sweet.
Yep.
Wasn't expecting it.
It's a thank you for having me gift.
Absolutely.
Along with, Eastside beer.
That is delightful. I'm very surprised at my enjoyment of that mango taste.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll get out to Royal Oak and
we do have to
hang out with you guys, watch you guys do your show and see what's going on, who you guys got to come through and stuff like that.
We'll book it. We'll set something up and we'll just have you guys. You guys can be our guests and tell us all about you or something.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
It's all about cross promotions, definitely.
They've got space at the shipping company.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to upgrade that way.
Well, I already pay rent here.
Oh. Lovely.
So I might as well use the space.
I suppose that works that way.
I'll tell you one thing, though. We get with the heat in the garage or the cold in the wintertime, man, it gets a little rough.
It's true.
I'd be out here freezing with the propane in the corner. Like, this probably isn't worth it today. That's pretty cool, man, that you guys started that beer box thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's doing so well, too.
Yeah, it's fun. It just kind of, it's more tax deductions, If I want to go to a brewery now, it's R&D.
Yep.
So.
Yes, it's for the business.
Damn, I didn't think about that either. That makes it even better. Shit.
Yeah, so. And then you can actually also go to mibeermap.com.
Okay.
And it actually points out all the different breweries in the state of Michigan.
Oh, wow.
So if you go on your phone to My Beer Map, you can launch the map and it overlays your Google Maps on your phone So wherever you are in the state, you can find the nearest brewery to you, its hours, all that stuff. So next time you are wherever you are and thinking I need a beer, just go to mybeermap.com and just launch it.
We've been talking it's been months now where we want to go on a road trip where you go to like Traverse City or something like that, where you hit all these different breweries and excuse me, it's just finding the time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like we got time to do shit. So
I mean, it's 3 hours just to get there in
Right.
most cases,
Right.
and then you've got to plan for everything on the other side.
right, hotel room or what have you. You know,
Just get drunk and sleep on a park bench,
or my car. Well, one of the two.
Yeah.
or if it's temperate, on the grass.
Just enjoying the evening.
There you go. And you're all nice and lubed up, so where you're, it's not a big deal.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll be fine.
Not till it's morning and damp.
Yeah, and you might get into a fight with some Canadian geese or something, but
They are some mean little bastards.
you have breakfast right there.
What do you think's meaner, Canadian geese or penguins?
I've never had an altercation with a penguin.
No, but imagine you did.
I think penguins are more docile, more likely to run away from you, whereas a goose or a duck's going to come at you.
This is true.
But
But we have a running question we asked our guests.
Okay.
I hope your windows are up. It's raining.
So,
I'm gonna firmly say Canadian goose.
okay.
Okay.
That's logical. This is a hypothetical. A while back, they discovered a colony of penguins. It's 1.5 million.
That's a lot of penguins.
Out of nowhere.
Just
So-
roaming Antarctica.
Yeah. So if you happen to find yourself in the middle of this colony, and they were quite aggressive or territorial, how many do you think you could take out before they took you out?
Oh man, how tall are these?
I have a standard penguin. You know,
Well, I don't know. I'm sorry,
2.5
I'm not
feet,
I'm not a
knee high, thigh
penguinologist.
high. I mean, you know,
Can I just like soccer kick them all?
You
Or
can do whatever
like-
you need to.
whatever you have to do.
I'd say I could get through about a dozen. I think.
About a dozen before.
That's an honest answer.
That is honest.
I don't
Absolutely.
know where I haven't leg kicked with the Rockettes before, but I can't imagine having too much endurance in that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're fast, so I
Not
think
really.
it'd be.
You could pick them up and use them as weapons themselves, perhaps.
So I could maybe just grab one by the feet and then
start swinging
But then I
Start
get
swinging.
myself dizzy, and then
and tired out. I mean, you got to plan it right, but going through
I think
$1.5 million.
you know
is
it
gonna
would
be the
remind me
easiest.
of one of those old school like Super Nintendo video games where you would kick a bunch of them, then run to the other side, and then they would all follow you, and then you'd kick a bunch of them. It would.
Oh yeah. Just kite them around.
Yeah, if you're like battle frogging it, I think you could maybe get to 2 dozen, but I think that's probably the limit.
Yeah.
But
We had one of our cousins say 50, and we were like, "Get out of here, dude! Come on, 50? That's a lot of penguins."
plus, I mean, how heavy is a penguin? Like, if you kick a penguin, is it like a soccer ball where it?
I don't think it's going to go flying like 20 feet, but
No, but my concern is if I kick a penguin with my foot, right? Is
Yeah.
it going to hurt my foot like I'm kicking a brick, or is it going to not hurt that much like I'm kicking a soccer ball?
I would like to believe the adrenaline rush that you have in this situation would kind of negate that until way after the fact, but
I would guess more like a soccer ball or something
I mean,
like that.
then you
know,
just target the chest and sternum, right? Where
Yeah.
there's
kick it over on its back.
extra
you know.
fluff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go
But see,
dozen to 2
if you pose the same question with the geese,
damn.
you ain't getting through one because they have the flight, dude. They can attack you from different angles.
Well, and there's already the instilled fear.
Right.
You know they're going to come attack.
Well, the
Right.
thing is, I think the number with geese, if you get rid of the flight, would be higher, because I think you could fight a goose easier than you could fight a penguin, because they have that really obvious weak spot of the neck and head.
just
True.
grab a hold of it.
So I think you could literally do the same thing and just kick the neck of the goose,
right.
and,
And
you're
they're
done.
pretty much done.
Yeah. So I think if you absolutely had to, I'd fight a goose. Plus, nobody likes geese. Everyone likes penguins.
That's true.
I'm not a huge fan of penguins, but they're cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you like them more than geese?
Probably. So, I don't know. I don't know. Damn it.
Yeah, we jump on the serious questions here.
Yeah, you brought up the geese.
Glad I could bring the content today.
I've seen so many videos of geese attacking people too. So, you don't see it about penguins.
Well, people don't generally interact with penguins either.
That's true.
You would think though, all the zoos in America,
Well, the Detroit Zoo, the penguins are enclosed.
That's true. And
Yeah, but somebody's got to go in there and fucking feed them.
But they're feeding them, so they're probably happy.
I don't know.
Actually, I have, said friend that just had a kid. He and his wife and a couple other friends, they actually fed penguins inside the aquarium. You can reserve time to go in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Feed the penguins, and they were, by all consideration, nice and
they didn't
cordial.
Turn on them.
No, plus again, you're giving them food, so
yeah.
they're probably going to be pretty content.
What happens when the food runs out?
Then the kick match starts.
That's right.
Then you have to go full rocket.
Mm-hmm. It always comes back to penguins with us. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Penguins are aliens. It's one of the two. We'll bring it back to that.
You or Sasquatch. Yeah.
Or Sasquatch. Yeah, we got that too.
Would you okay, so I'll put it this way.
All right.
What do you think your number with penguins is? Do you agree at the dozen level, or
I would say 14 tops.
Okay.
I don't know that I could get through a dozen.
No?
No, I put my number at 8, and I'm probably overshooting.
So let's say 10, just for round numbers.
Okay.
Would you, death not be an option, if the sake of your life were in your hands, would you rather go after 10 penguins or 10 penguin-sized aliens? Now, you know nothing about what the aliens may be or may not be.
What abilities or dexterity they have.
But you know what a penguin is.
That's interesting. I kind of want to say aliens just to
I
find
might
out.
pick the aliens too.
You could just be kicking brick walls.
You could be. Yeah.
They could be able to fuck with your, turn your foot into Jello or something.
Yeah, you could touch them and it could be like Midas. You turn to green.
Bam.
No.
I think I would still vote for the aliens.
That's that age-old question about one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. You know what I mean? Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's. I suppose that's the way. There's the thinker. I'll give you that thinker back. Because you never know what the aliens.
No.
What's behind the alien curtain? And I mean, there could be multiple different kinds of aliens. So
that's true.
We're gonna find out on the 20th of September.
Oh yeah.
When all the kids raid Area 51.
You're not going with them?
No. I'm gonna fall back and watch from the internet. Something about getting tased or shot at.
I don't think they're gonna be nice enough to tase.
No.
They're just gonna have 50 cal turret guns.
And smoke bombs.
A bunch of other fun stuff. One thing that's getting me is the people who are actually going to go, are they actually going to plan ahead and bring water and food, tents, something to stay in?
Nope, they're going to bring drugs and alcohol. It's going to be a party in the desert. And a DJ. Yeah, that's it. That's all it's going to be.
It'll be like Coachella, too.
It's
I've read things or I've seen things about, the community around Area 51's already freaking out because they're already packed with rooms and they don't have the infrastructure to support.
Oh no, they're very small towns.
People.
Should be fun, right? Watch it play out from afar.
I don't
know if they have internet connection that far.
Somebody I saw on the internet, somebody said they hope that the zombie virus is hidden at Area 51.
And that's how it starts.
And that's how it starts, right? Okay.
That would make sense.
Did you see the video that's circulating the web about the zombie parasite that gets in the snail? Have you seen that yet? Unfortunately, I didn't save it, so it might take me a minute to find it. But I'm going to tell you what it is as I do it. There's this little parasite. It crawls in the fucking snail.
Okay.
And then it the snail is almost like see-through, like transparent, where you can see inside of it. Translucent. There you go. And it's like rainbow effect, to where a bird will then eat the snail, and the parasite will reproduce in its intestines, and then be spread through the bird feces. Mm-hmm. Dude, it's creepy as shit. The snail's dead by all accounts, but you look at it and the inside is just functioning. It's.
They also take over caterpillars, and the caterpillar would then crawl up a branch and just kind of stand up and wiggle.
Oh,
just making itself very apparent for a bird or something to come get it.
Interesting.
But then I forget what they're called, but
look at that shit, dude.
That looks like it's
kind of like a machine pumping.
That's weird, ain't it?
Yeah.
That a parasite can get inside something and do that? I mean...
Well, there's the other one, that the brain-eating one that found in lakes, some lakes. I forget the name of the lake in Arizona where they got the London Bridge.
Mead.
Yes. No, is it Lake Mead?
Well, the longest bridge in North America is the Mackinac Bridge.
Yeah. But they took...
I just know that the big lake in Nevada is Lake Mead.
It might have been that. They
It's the dam outside of, or it's the body of water outside the Hoover Dam.
They found a little amoeba that would pretty much, kids were playing on the shore doing like handstands in the water, and then a couple days later they would die.
Well, they've had the same ocean. They've had similar, like, people go into the ocean, get a small cut, and then the leg comes off in like 2 days too. So,
but they found that this little amoeba would go and start just eating the brain, and over the course of like a week, the kids' functions would just stop completely.
We on Corner House Chronicles, we believe that ocean life is most definitely extraterrestrial.
Some ocean life is just hard to explain.
There's some of that shit coming down from the ocean that you're like, what is this?
have you seen the movie The Meg?
Yes.
I haven't. No.
Sadly.
I'm not big on movies.
It's a terrible movie.
Oh, it's a horrible movie.
But it poses a question.
Like Sharknado terrible? Or
it's better
that
than.
bad?
Oh, I have a comment on that, but it's better than Sharknado.
Okay.
I guess it would be the late following if Dwight sold his family farm and inherited a lot of money and wanted to know what happened in the deep sea. It totally could finish The Office.
It really could.
You didn't put those two together, did you?
I did not.
Because that's the only saving grace of that movie is
If
because
you-
Rainn Wilson can never be anything except Dwight.
Yeah, this is true.
Just like Uncle Jesse will never be anything except Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, it's not serious. So it's got to be Dwight. Sells his family farm, becomes a billionaire, produces an oil derrick that drills into the core of the earth and produces a shark. It's 100%.
That seems legit.
Did you come up with this theory?
Like right now, yeah, off the top of my head.
Trademarked.
Holy shit.
Yeah, in the movie, Rainn Wilson's character is like the billionaire funder of.
Underwater labs.
Yeah, I'm putting it together. Right,
Oh man,
right.
And where he's not as Dwight as he could be in that, there are moments.
Yeah, I mean, he'll never not have those moments
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're so instilled in him. But he's, yeah,
I really like that.
yeah. But so I guess tying back to what you were saying, their thought is the bottom of the ocean isn't actually the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
They think the bottom of the ocean is kind of like the radiation belt on the universe,
Okay.
where there's just something that's keeping things below
Holding it back. Yeah.
So
Okay.
they try to penetrate that to find out what's the true bottom, and then there's where the megalodon,
The
or
megalodon
the
and the
giant shark essentially
Okay.
gets produced.
I just keep thinking of Rainn Wilson in that movie where he played the drummer with the high school
The
kids.
rocker.
And,
The
yeah,
rocker,
yeah.
And Jason Statham's in that movie, right? Yeah.
I haven't seen the rocker in a very long
No,
time.
no.
Oh, Jason Statham's in the
It
Meg.
is
Yeah,
in
he's
the
the
Meg,
star.
so
That's his vehicle of
The
action.
transporter fights Jason Statham, or fights Dwight from The Office
Yeah, in the middle of the ocean.
in the middle of the ocean.
And there just happens to be a prehistoric
Creature.
shark
that was
swimming around.
unleashed.
eating everything.
Should have fed it Beats.
I'm just saying. Beats Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
Big fish.
We are definitely fans of The Office on this show, I'll tell you that much.
And that's why I thought it's the two bullets. Hitler, Toby, and Bin Laden. Not shoot Toby twice.
Great show. This one here is heartbroken. It's leaving Netflix.
I am.
But it'll just land on another platform.
Yo,
Disney
Absolutely.
Plus. It's going
Yeah.
to Hulu, I'm assuming.
No, it's going to NBC's streaming service.
Oh, that is all right. Yeah.
The NBC Universal Comcast service.
I'm getting confused with all these new streaming services.
Yeah, there's
It's a.
17 of them.
I've been.
Try the other one.
You grab me one of those? You'd be so kind.
You know, I was
Reach
really
across.
disappointed, speaking of
Thank you.
streaming services,
Yeah.
that the Disney streaming service is called Disney Plus.
I
would
kind of
have
get it.
thought that it would have been called Disney Vault because they
Well-
call everything the Vault at Disney.
This is true, but that's only for Disney things. But since they own ESPN, that's going to be included,
But ESPN already has a streaming service,
which
ESPN
is now going
Plus.
to be that's the plus.
Oh, that's fucking
They're all getting merged into one. Hulu, ESPN, Disney's, and I want to say I'm not 100%, but since they own Miramax, I would like to believe that a lot of Miramax stuff would be available there as well.
like the Piano Man.
Quite possible.
I'm a reformed Jay and Silent Bob kind of guy, so when you say Miramax, I always think of
Oh, yeah.
classy fit flicks like the reboot.
The crying game or whatever
Yeah.
when he does that thing.
So, speaking of Kevin Smith, when you were younger,
Yes,
were you a fan of He-Man, Masters
I was
of the
not.
Universe? No.
You know what? I I was a sports nerd from a young age, so I would watch ESPN reruns.
Okay.
And I thought the Utah Jazz were the greatest team in the world because I saw one highlight where they beat the Chicago Bulls in like 1993.
Which no one can do.
So I'm like, holy hell, the
They
Utah
must be
Jazz
great.
must be awesome. I would watch sports. I would play sports. I never really got into anime or Mario really all that much.
Okay.
One of my adult goals was to finally beat Super Mario World.
Nice.
Which I accomplished.
Congratulations.
Like 7 years ago. But I went and bought, it's called a Retro Duo.
Mm-hmm.
It plays both 8-bit and Super Nintendos on the same. So I went and bought one of those with a paycheck and just spent probably a month on and off playing all SNES Super Mario World.
There's the storm, folks.
But no, I guess I never got into the cartoons. So the Super Smash Brothers, just the Pokemon, all that stuff, just kind of never hit me.
Were you leading to Kevin Smith is redoing He-Man? Is that where you're going with this or no?
With Terry Crews.
No. Oh,
I've seen the memes.
I have too.
And I support it fully. But no, he's bringing back the cartoon. It's called, I was just talking to Aaron about it earlier.
Isn't, what's Seth's last name? The Family Guy bring it? Oh, he already has a cartoon. There's, who else is bringing back a cartoon? I could have swore somebody else big was, I think he is. Seth, whatever his name is, he's bringing back the Flintstones.
Rogan?
The Jetsons.
Oh, no, Family Guy.
McFarlane.
Seth.
Oh, McFarlane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he started as a Hanna-Barbera illustrator. So I think he's going to relaunch Hanna-Barbera.
That would be pretty
Flintstones
cool.
and the Jetsons.
As long as it wasn't like Peter Griffin style.
Yeah, that would be different. Because if you notice, he always has the Hanna-Barbera characters.
That's true. They always come in and
out of Family Guy. But yeah, that would be interesting to see. Like I watched like G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
But like intermittently. Like
nothing religious. Kind of like
one of my friends was super into like the X-Men.
Yeah.
But that just never got me. I don't know why.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched one of the new Marvel, like that whole universe movies.
Haven't seen a single one.
I was in the same boat, and then I got dared to watch one of them.
Well, and you
that's the
also
only
have
one.
kids, so I mean, you kind of.
Well, they watch all of them. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. How you? That's like dodging a bullet. How you missed all of that with kids?
With kids, yeah, that's
well,
impressive.
the wife
I'm not
will
gonna
take them
lie.
to the theater, but at the same time, they watch movies while I'm doing podcasting.
True.
So you know what I mean? Like it'll be Friday, Saturday night. They'll in their bag of popcorn and a movie, and I'm out here doing this. So they know I don't like them. I'm not. My sci-fi fantasy switch, it went off a long time ago. I just wasn't able to do it. You know.
Well, I just wanted to bring up that Kevin Smith is teaming with Netflix to bring back He-Man in an animated series. It's called Masters of the Universe Revelation. And it's supposedly going to pick up right where the 80s cartoon left off.
Well, I guess, was there ever a plot line to those 80s cartoons?
Yeah.
It seemed like it was
loose.
Seems like it was like Scooby-Doo where they insert random name of person doing one thing and then just their town seemed to just have
give me an animal and an object and then pair it with man, and then that's a new bad guy for Skeletor to team up with to go after He-Man and everyone else.
Simpsons did it.
Yeah, Matt Groening's a time traveler.
We went over that.
He himself has proven that time travel has occurred.
We went over that a little bit.
It's mind-blowing, the shit he just like, oh yeah, check this out. And like 20 years later, be like, holy shit.
He's trying to tell us something. Maybe those are the aliens that we were talking about.
I actually have an article that I was reading before you got here about how we're being prepped for mass contact with aliens. Us humans, you know, with the movies and all the things. Like this whole Area 51 thing, how it could have been started. It could be just them letting us know, like, get ready because it's coming.
But I guess we've seen so many different kinds of aliens, though, in different movies. So why wouldn't they have just kind of, if all of the like Hollywood people, why wouldn't they have just been like, hey, no, this is what we look like? So, or do they just want to put like 10 different kinds out there because there's 10 different kind of aliens, or do you just want to completely throw us off the scent of what an alien looks like, so we don't see it?
Probably a little A, a little B.
Combination of everything mixed in.
For sure.
Who knows? But
I'm
I don't
looking
know.
forward to it.
Yeah. But like, all right. Poses another question. If there are aliens and they do announce that, yes, they exist, blah, 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 these are our allies out of the however many species that exist out there, and they show an alien, what would you like that alien to either look like or act like? Would you want it to be like the standard giant head, small body, or more Independence A, body armor, crazy looking thing?
I would.
Or Rick and Morty, where it's like a gas.
My thought is, as long as they don't want to kill me, I don't care what they look like.
That's a good point.
Like, if we can, just live peacefully.
Mutually beneficial.
You guys could be slugs, and I'm cool with it. You could be 18 feet tall and take over the NBA. Still wouldn't care about it.
Right.
But we're cool. That's all that matters.
Yeah, right.
More like the, I don't know what the show is. They're just like living together amongst each other. I've always subscribed to the small little, the big eyes, big head, small bodies.
Yeah.
Like the movie Paul. Did you see that movie? Seth Rogen.
It's a great fucking movie.
I haven't. I'm not thinking like that small. I'm thinking more Signs.
Okay. Yep.
More like skinny, malnourished almost looking.
The thin gray body.
Yeah.
Big head.
And I kind of think that because, and I've never given it too much thought until I again was bartending, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
And the conversations
and
that
this
come
guy's
up.
drinking, and he's putting like
It might have
there's
been
so
John.
many things that are coincidental, like the pyramids of Giza, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the pyramids in South America, how they're so perfectly built, where you can't really figure out the engineering behind them.
Yep.
And even with having a certain amount of manpower, it would almost seem to be impossible.
Yeah.
And then that's number one. But my number two is the giant leap in technology that we took.
Oh, monstrous.
In like the 30s, I think. So,
Right around
or
there.
the early part of the 20th century.
Yeah.
The leap of, we used to think this is what we had or what we could have, and holy shit, it's actually happening. So, I think there's just too many smoke signals for it to just be
Purely coincidental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite quotes is from Neil Armstrong. Before he went on the mission to the moon, during the press conferences, he said that his grandparents got around in a horse and buggy. And from that time to him, he's going to the moon in a rocket.
Yeah.
He's like, and that's blowing my mind. And that really puts it in perspective that your grandparents, that's how they got around. Horse and buggy. Cars weren't a thing.
No.
And that was 150 years ago only.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still not that long ago, period.
True. And if you look
In
at
the
the
grand
drop in
scheme
the
of
bucket
things.
in human
If you look
existence.
at the history of humans, like from jungle to city life, isn't that far on like the Earth's little fucking timeline here. Like, we haven't been around in comparison to a lot of other things.
Right.
And the strides that we've made, and it always goes in little like nothing, boom, giant leap. And then nothing, boom, giant leap. And all these little things, like right now, we take for granted. Like, how long has Facebook been around?
This is 2004 or 03, really.
Well,
before.
we got it in 07?
I got no 4 because I went to Central, and Central was one of the first schools that
actually were in.
that like took the leap from like it was Harvard and Yale, and then there were 14 schools, and for some reason Central Michigan was one of them. And you could invite people from other schools to start Facebooks, but because there was also something called thecollegefacebook.com.
True.
People don't remember that, and now
No.
that's gone. It's just Facebook.
Because they didn't make a movie out of it.
Well, that like they were competing like social media platforms back then, and it was vastly. I mean, and MySpace was still around back then too.
I was going to say,
Very true.
Tom was in the corner like, what the hell, bro?
Live Journal and all that stuff. Like all of those were
Fucking
together.
Live Journal.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then there was just one day where college Facebook just died. It was a red version of Facebook where Facebook was white and blue. This was like red and yellowish.
And now look at that shit. Was it 10 years? Well, you said
Was it
04, but I mean, it went like
50,
pretty much mainstream because of Farmville. That's when that shit, like, people were playing fucking Farmville, weren't even playing on Facebook. They were just playing the fucking games that were on it. I remember that shit.
It's
dude.
crazy how you could literally drive 20 minutes and go to a farm and farm, but you'd rather press a button and pretend to drive a tractor. Like, they have live farming video games.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which again doesn't make
Simulators,
sense.
yeah.
Why not just, if you're so into it, go to a damn farm
People are like, oh, I got to get that new tractor. It's like,
or just
go be a farmer. I don't want to be a farmer. It's like, no, you clearly do. You've spent your life playing this game.
Do you play any games on your phone?
I don't, because I would never get it done. I'm in real estate, so I'm constantly on my phone. I'm a sports gamer, so the day Madden came out, I downloaded it and I've played it. And
have you ever played the MLB Tap Baseball app?
I have not. I think I would spend too much time on the toilet.
That's addicting.
Yeah, I played it last year.
Yeah.
I haven't played the updated one yet.
I guess my phone dies at least once a day anyways, so if I add another thing to my phone, there's no way I'd ever get anything done. Yeah. No.
I don't get anything done anyways.
So being in real estate.
Yeah.
Do you have any interesting stories or what the fuck moments?
Yeah, I mean,
you deal with a lot of people.
Don't incriminate yourself or hurt the business.
Yeah,
you know,
that is true.
If there's anything, obviously no names need to be said, but if there's any stories you could share,
or one that just sticks out, like what the fuck?
Like you went to sell a house and they put the pool in the living room. There's pictures all over the internet of people
doing
from real estate.
Shit,
right.
Yeah, I guess I don't really. So there's actually one of my clients is a brewer.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And he's the biggest character in brewing, period. And he wants a house in Detroit with a bunch of vacant land around it.
Okay.
So we just drive through the city and we've seen
it shouldn't be
everything.
Yeah.
But there was one house that we really wanted to see, so we went and saw it. And I look away and he's fucking gone. And he had found a way to get in the house that was locked and boarded up and all that stuff. And he's just kind of strolling through the house. And yeah, I sell houses. I sell $300,000 houses in Shelby and $10,000 houses in Detroit. So I'm all over the place. It's, it's crazy to see, but just you never know what you're dealing with in my business. So, yeah, I just try to keep everything above board and just try to be honest and responsive.
Right.
Here's the craziest thing. So I had a client come in from Chicago. They were relocating because they got a new job at what's going to be Michigan Central Station 4 plant.
Okay.
And we were driving through Boston Edison. They're well-to-do, relatively. And we're driving towards Woodward. We're literally a block away, if that. And I see a guy, he's a construction guy, contractor, run out onto the street. And I'm like, I stopped, hit my brake because I didn't know what was happening. And then literally a gang of 5 dudes just roll from the other side of his van.
Oh, shit.
And these people that I'm in the car with are freaking out. And I put it on I put it in reverse and slowly backed away. And the guys that are chasing him, they have their hands up like they're about to start a fight. And they swing at him and he ducks and then he runs around. And the last thing I saw, I'll just put it that way, is he went to run and he didn't look where he was running and he ran into a telephone pole.
Oh, no.
And then they all piled on top of him, probably 5 or 6 guys. And I just
Time
backed
to leave.
up and went the other way. So I don't know. Maybe he
How
probably
did your client
deserved it.
take that? Yeah.
she
You don't
said,
really know the backstory about the construction worker. It could have been some weird shit.
She ended up buying a nice condo. So
You're like, look, folks, we're just going to take the long way around this part of town.
It's 100% exactly what. I mean, it was one of those guys that are rehabbing a house, and sure as shit, the natives or the locals rather, they don't like what they're hearing or seeing. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
How is the market right now? Everything good, or what are you looking at?
Anything under 150 is good.
Yeah.
Anything over is hard.
Okay.
We're at a luxury real estate overkill. So the luxury real estate market is hard. The first-time home buyer, that market that market is strong.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the second, third house. That's the rough one.
I've had 2 mortgage companies tell me to clear up 1 debt, and then I'll be good to go. So I'm just like focused.
Yeah.
Get that bitch off my credit report, and then let's do this. Time to move.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that. I mean, it's going to be expensive to get into that first one, and I think we're about at the crest of the market, but it's better to now where we are than where it's been. But it's already rough at the top of the real estate market, so it's just going to trickle down. So eventually we're all going to be underwater again.
Well, fingers crossed that don't happen, but you never know.
Maybe the aliens can teach us how to breathe underwater.
There you go.
Considering they're all alien underwater,
I'm just saying.
fucking hey, dude.
Check out cuttlefish and tell me that they're fucking normal.
Or watch an octopus squeeze through a hole that big.
I hear they're delicious.
Really?
Cuttlefish.
I've never tried.
I've seen them on Chopped all the time. A few times, anyways.
Okay.
Damn, we should invest in one and try it on the show.
Eat some alien.
I mean, but if you're teasing your impending overlord by eating their
true.
cousins, you could quickly make it to the top of their list.
I've seen that on Futurama, Matt Groening. Maybe that was a warning.
That was the warning, right?
Stop eating fish, just in general.
Fuck around. I actually don't eat a lot of fish, personally, but just something I don't do, whatever.
Oh, shit. All right. So being into sports from an early age, is there a specific sport that towers above the rest? Like
baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
What's your team? Is it Detroit? Because I hope it's not.
At least not this year.
I mean, it was nice when Verlander was great.
Of my youth, it was the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Me too.
Chipper Jones, Greg Maddox.
Oh, yeah.
Glavine.
Hard to beat.
Yep.
Avery. Steve Avery grew up.
Yeah.
Went to high school with us.
Yeah.
Well, not with us.
Same high school.
Same high school, yeah.
So, yeah, it was...
Every field is Steve Avery field. At our...
Yeah, it was watching the Braves on TBS because the Tigers weren't really on TV.
They weren't a thing.
And everything was 7:05 or 7:35. And it was like, why wait the 5 minutes? I never understood the purpose of the on the fives.
One extra commercial break.
Possibly.
I suppose. Or you just...
The time delay.
Well, my thought is if you're watching something that starts at 7, it's going to take its first commercial break at 7:09. And if you flip over to TBS or TNT... You're catching it during the first act, and you might stick through.
That is a good point.
But, yeah, I don't know why. Maybe Ted Turner was just always late as a human.
You're on his time.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is be careful with all that common sense you're using. That could backfire on you so bad nowadays.
It does. It does. Yeah, but it was Chipper Jones, the Atlanta Braves. I'm still upset that they only won World Series out of 14
it was surprising.
division titles. But, yeah, Braves all the way.
Nice.
I have a old school throwback.
Yeah?
Yeah. Too. Yeah, so.
Baseball's hard to watch around here this year, boy. Tigers have been rough.
Well, especially with the new manager and his like, all right, we're rebuilding and we're going to suck for a while.
Yeah.
It's like,
but you know what?
Sell those season tickets.
I've been going to Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah.
And we're actually having a beer fest there on the 12th of October.
I seen your post earlier.
Yeah, so we're going to be having a beer fest. We'll have about 30 different breweries. Stuff that you're just not going to find. It's not going to be no founders, no shorts, place that you might have to come there to try their liquid outside of the tap room, which is the goal.
Nice.
But it's minor league baseball, and I mean it's the feel of the stadium for $20. So it's
When is this? October what?
So the beer fest is the second Saturday of October, the 12th.
Okay.
It's in Utica, Michigan, just north of 59 on Mound Road.
Okay.
But I mean, you can get into the stadium to just watch a baseball game for like $8.
Yeah.
And they've got, pavilion and tent seats and all that stuff. So it's a good time to take the family and all that stuff, but it's also just a good way to just, spend a Friday, Saturday. They got craft beer gardens. And it's a 5,000 person stadium, so you're literally right on top of the action.
Nice.
They'll have at our brew fest, I think it's $20 to get in, $10 for a DD. But they call it an ace run because they have to, but a disc golf tournament, a cornhole tournament, like pumpkin painting and carving for the kids.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, like I said, a 30 brewery festival like that. So kids under 12 are free to get in and stay in the family zone, and then the adults can party in their area as well.
Kids under 12, sweet. My kid's birthday's a week after that.
There you go.
He'll be 12 on that birthday. So
under 12 are free.
Yep.
Come and paint pumpkins or play on the jungle gym or do whatever like that, and then let the adults kind of do their thing.
October 12th. Get ready.
All right.
Let's go.
CHC road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be there.
But I've been pleasantly surprised with the Mango Unchained, and I appreciate you for bringing that over.
Yeah, actually, if I could get another one.
There's actually two left. I left one for each of you. Actually, 3 left. 2 because you each had one and I had one, or I had 2. Yeah, those are for you guys. Keep them in the fridge and then have them next time.
I'll squeeze one more down here real quick. Well, sir, we appreciate you making the trek down here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much.
I'm glad I brought my downriver Sherpa.
Let's seriously set something up though.
Cool.
Let's come up and hang out with you guys for a night, couple hours, whatever. What are your podcasts? An
7
hour
to
long?
9. No, 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Okay.
But we have 2 breaks. We have a break typically 7:45 and like 8:20.
Okay.
But it's just shooting the shit about the community of beer. So we'll figure something out. I'll talk to Ken. He does all our scheduling, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, awesome. we'll get one of his days off, and we'll.
We only do on Fridays, so I mean it's.
I have Fridays off on occasion.
Right. Yeah. When one of them rolls around, we'll try to connect.
At worst, if Aaron has the opportunity to make it out.
I'll bring Aaron.
Yeah, we typically book 6 to 8 weeks out anyways. So I mean, we're probably looking at October, November at this point anyways.
Nice time of year.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing another beer box, which is awesome.
Yeah, it'll give you enough because I saw you guys were fighting over between the glass and the shirt. So now you guys can take, whoever took one can take the other.
Most of it's just going to be studio.
You need merch, right?
This
is
true.
You need glassware.
Yeah, we got...
and it's a fantastic idea.
All of it.
And for being, 8 months you said?
We launched, our first subscription was in February, so this would have been the 6th month.
6 month? I mean, I think you guys are doing well. You have a wonderful product idea, at least.
Just trying to get it out to the masses. Do as much pub as we possibly can.
It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I'd like to say for those of you listening in Ohio... spice up your state by getting some Michigan beer.
Well, and again, the coupons don't expire. I know that's one of the questions you guys had.
This is true.
Or I don't have. Nobody said, "Hey, this needs to be done by then." So, and we typically put 3 of them in close enough quarters to where, if you come up every 3 months, you can take a trip, hit all 3 at the same time, and make yourself a vacation. So, sign up and just kind of let it ride, go from there. I've got beer boxes that I send. I have a couple servicemen in Korea or Japan, one of the two. So I send boxes to Japan.
That's awesome.
I've sent them to Florida, the UK, all over, anywhere in the world. We send beer boxes, so they're all over the place. The only issue I have is with the St. Clair Shores post service because one lady doesn't like the word beer on a box. She thinks it's illegal. But other than that, we send them wherever they go.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's a real peach.
She thinks it's illegal
to send a package with the word beer on it.
Her opinion.
Well, there's a vague law in the postal code.
Okay.
But I've been sending them for 6 months now.
Do you talk to this person?
Yeah, when I go, well, sometimes we have shipping order errors.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes an order doesn't go out or whatever, and I have to ship a box. Like I ship, a lot of people on Instagram I ship boxes to. So when I drop it off at the post office, there's one lady who says we won't send this because it has the word beer on the label.
Next time you interact with her, ask her if the world is flat.
No, well, she said you need to stand over. So I got into a fight, not an altercation, but a disagreement with the deputy post general at the place. I've shipped boxes from there, and boxes come to my house because obviously I send myself a box. So they physically sort it and bring it to me, but the one lady won't ship it from there. So I just go to Grosse Pointe or I go to East Point and just ship it from there.
I'll go back and ask her if she's a flat earther. Just ask her. I just want to know.
But I stand in her line and I just don't move, and I don't let her service anybody else because she's taking up my time as well. Because she could easily just stamp it and
be on its way.
Why is she the princess of the post office? What does she care if one extra unit does or doesn't move?
Right.
Make your $12.50 an hour, go home at 5.
Right.
Call it a day.
But if she's a flat earther, I just want to know.
I don't think she'd be a flat earther. She doesn't strike me as a flat earther.
I like that you're jumping on this. Does she own a cat?
I just want to know.
Tell me.
She doesn't strike me as a person that likes anything.
All right, so let's get out of here. It's been a great night. We had some great beers. We want to thank you for coming by again.
Thanks
Appreciate you bringing the box.
Oh, yeah.
Go to our Facebook page. We have a couple days left in August for you to sign up through the
Clean contest.
9 different ways to enter,
I think
or
it's
something. 9 or 10
officially.
Right?
I think there's 9, and then the 10th is unlocked if you do all 9.
Join the 500 plus already in the competition
True
and
story.
win yourself a beer box because they are fucking awesome. Glassware, T-shirts, free beer,
everything
free
you want to collect
food.
from a brewery.
Absolutely.
Right to your
there.
front door.
And this guy right here brings all the breweries to your front door. And we appreciate that.
Sweet, man.
As somebody who, as people new to the craft beer
Dipping
game,
our toes into that world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We appreciate what you're doing.
Well, the next place is you got to go to check out Eastern Market Brewing Company. Now you have a free beer, so you guys can
This
split
is
the cost
true.
of the second one.
Either that or we're going to go up to this one.
Yeah.
Right?
Baffin.
Yep.
If you wait till October, Dragon Meat is expanding over to St. Clair Shores too.
Oh, really?
So you'll have Baffin Dragon Meat in a place called Jam-X, all within 2 miles of each other.
Aaron will be very
We're
excited
not bringing
about
Aaron.
that.
No, we're not bringing Aaron.
And they're right off. They're Baffin and Dragon Meat are a mile away on Jefferson, and then Jam-X is like another mile and a half across a couple of streets. So
Oh, geez, that is not far
you can
at
literally
all.
just walk. I ride my bike. I literally
Yeah.
live in between each of them, and I just ride my bike around town.
Do those little pedal bars go up that far by where you guys are?
We
or
actually
no?
have tiki bars. So we have boats that launch in Lake St. Clair, and they're little tiki huts like that.
That's genius.
Damn, we might have to wait till next summer to do that. We're getting late in the year for a boat.
I don't know. We still got a few
They
might-
launch
we-
over at Sinbad's
We might be able to squeeze one in here before
Yeah.
it gets
or
too
Rooster
cold.
Tail.
Oh,
But
they're
okay.
usually-
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's where they launch from. But I think it's Detroit Tiki Bar or something like that, or Tiki Bar on I don't know what the fuck they call it. But I'm pretty sure they're booked because it is the most basic bachelor party or girl bachelorette party kind of thing to do.
That is fair. Yeah.
Do they stock that bitch with White Claws or what?
Dude, I love White Claws. Dude, I'm all on the way.
Oh,
I
really?
used to sell beer for Powers, and they are the Mike's Hard Lemonade and the Sam Adams distributor. So I was drinking that stuff before it was even on the market.
Oh, geez.
And I remember one day I got home from work and I'm like, fine, they give us samples of everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just drinking them like they're water because they don't taste like anything
yeah.
except water. And then I'm playing video games. And I stand up. I'm like,
Whoa.
oh, okay. Well, I should
Six
have
of them
drank
was probably
6
a
of these in
buy.
an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Do you have a go-to flavor?
Mango.
It's actually the ruby red grapefruit
Ruby red grape.
or the raspberry.
Okay.
Black cherry's not terrible. Lime is kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
Truly has a better lime than Mike's does. But Atwater just got into the seltzer game, and Shorts is
No
doing a
shit.
seltzer now.
That's smart.
I saw PBR's
Side.
about to do
Yeah.
one. I mean, not craft beer, but it's,
Yeah.
they're doing
PBR
it.
also has a coffee beer now.
Oh, God.
PBR has a hard
Wow.
coffee in a 30-pack. Four Loko is actually doing a hard seltzer.
I've never tried a Four Loko. I've heard so many stories of
I
just
made one of
like-
our guys nosebleed.
Holy
So we used to do a
shit.
segment called Name That Beer. So I would bring in a tall boy that I would get at a party store, and they would ask questions, and they would have to guess it. And one week I brought in a Four Loko Gold, which is their like Red Bull vodka version of it. And our one guy, and he doesn't drink anything except barrel-aged stouts or really high-end good craft beer.
Okay.
And he put his nose in it to get a whiff of what it was, and his nose started bleeding.
Holy
Sorry,
shit.
Rob, if you're even listening to this. But like it made his nose bleed, and
Wow.
it was rough. Yeah, so I mean, go for it.
Yeah, give it a shot. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, it's a fun time.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's saying a lot.
I think you guys for your 100th episode have to do the Century Club.
Century Club.
Do a 100-minute episode and have a shot of beer every minute for 100 minutes.
Ooh.
I think there's a Dave Matthews song that plays for 100 minutes that plays a certain sound every 60 seconds.
Well, I know you can get the John Cena theme song on YouTube for like 100 minutes straight, just loops over and over. Right, we could do that too.
Well, I don't know about that.
100 shots?
Well, 100 shots of beer.
Yeah, still, that's a lot.
It's
Still.
2.5 times. Yeah, about 2,500 ounces of beer. It's about 18 beers. I mean, I
mean,
believe in
it
that.
is a celebration.
That'll turn into an 8-hour podcast.
But it's a century.
Wow.
It's a milestone event. It's 100
This is
episodes.
true. He's
Yeah.
not wrong.
That's true.
You should also wear tuxedos.
Ooh. Or tuxedo shirts.
I got one of those. I got married in one of those. I got mine.
I was there.
It was a great wedding. Cheap.
Wasn't the officiator of said wedding in overalls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How downriver of you.
Yeah. The garbologist.
The garbologist.
He married
yeah.
us.
We got to get him back on here, too.
Yep. We got to get everybody back. Come back anytime you want,
Sounds
man.
good, man.
yeah.
Absolutely. I know it's a journey
We'll
to get
check
down
back
here.
in the spring or something.
Or we'll
Yeah.
come up
I know
there.
jumping out into Ohio for you is quite a trek.
Dude, once I hit that River Rouge bridge, it's
Oh,
like
Oh, it's all downhill from there. Literally.
well, usually, I mean, I love Mexican town. I'm in there pretty
Yeah.
often eating.
This
but
is true.
After Clark Street, it's like, where am I?
Yeah. It's all the same. Just a little more tucky. But we thank you.
No, it's
Yeah,
a
so
pleasure
much.
coming by.
Appreciate
Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. Shout out to Big Lake Brewing, Monkey Fist Brewing, and Baffin most of all. I would say
Mango
Baffin.
Unchained. That was surprising.
That's probably the best beer of the night that we've had.
Guaranteed.
This stuff probably should have been colder. I don't know how I feel about this, but this Mango Unchained is good shit.
And they'll have they're going to production with their Bob Barley. It's a coffee stout.
Ooh.
That'll be in cans next, probably the next 3 to 4 months. So
Nice.
maybe when that comes out, I'll come and slum with you guys again.
Hey.
Either
We'd
that or
appreciate it.
we'll hook it up where we
Yeah.
come up there.
Sure.
You know, whatever. Like I said,
We'll figure it
let's
out.
do something for sure. We appreciate it. And
It's all about the community, man.
This is
Yes.
true.
Promote.
Consider us amateurs in that community, but we're here.
We appreciate
Everyone
your
starts
knowledge.
somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to be our go-to guy.
I'll help however I can.
Appreciate that. Go to Facebook, sign up for our Gleam contest real quick before the end of August. Get your chance to win an MI Beer Box of your own.
My Beer Box on Facebook, on Instagram. I don't really use Twitter, so
This is true.
fuck Twitter.
Now, wait, is it my or MI? Do you say
I call it my
you
beer
call it
box.
My? Okay.
Just because it feels more possessive. Like, hey, I got my beer box.
It's your
you know?
business. Yeah.
Okay.
But I
And-
mean, when I was on Channel 7, they called it Michigan Beer Box.
I was just,
so
my apologies if I've been saying it
Yeah.
wrong, but
it's
all the same thing.
Michigan. You know,
Okay.
it's not going to change it one way or the other. It's
Okay.
mibeerbox.com on Instagram, on Facebook. Hey, if you like craft beer, it's a subscription service for you.
It's very cool.
Yes.
Highly recommend. I
Comfy
guess.
T-shirts. Who doesn't have enough comfy
This is
that
T-shirts?
thing
true.
feels so comfy. Right
It's
now.
very
Like too many
soft t-shirt.
T-shirts that you get for free are like oil rags.
Yeah.
These ones our hoodies, dude. Those came out good too. But our shirts, we make sure that they're comfy so people want to wear them.
Smart.
Awesome.
I gotta say, the current shirt I'm wearing is from my work.
I see that.
It's very stiff.
Yeah.
A very stiff shirt in comparison to the wonderful Eastern Market Brewing shirt that you gave us.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything about this one. 'Cause
It's nice. It's a nice shirt. It's a quality shirt you're wearing, John.
All right, cool. Well, until episode 97, we want to say thank you very much. Go to Facebook, check out the Gleam contest. Stick with us. We'll be back. We're leading towards 100.
Now,
Good
to
shit.
quickly jump in on the Century Challenge, should there be a plethora of options of shots or just one?
I would recommend just getting a keg of whatever your favorite
Ooh.
liquid is.
Okay.
And then, I mean, you're drinking 2.5 ounces every 60 seconds. So
That'll,
I would I'd recommend a party pump.
You might want to request a night off of work.
I might have to make
And the next day
scheduling.
too, probably.
Yeah. Probably
Actually,
do
I would recommend do it like a noon show.
Ah.
So you have
You got the rest of the night to.
fix yourself.
To eat and sleep.
Yeah.
Or do it like right before the Lions game. And
Oh.
leading into the Lions game. Because you're going to have to be drunk for that.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Still here, folks. Now check this out.
Listen, this podcast contains language that some may find offensive. The hosts are a couple of alcohol-fueled hooligans with little regard for decency or tact.
Hey, I'm Zach,
And I'm Danny,
and this is the Working Stiffs Podcast.
and this is our promo for the Working Stiffs podcast. So what are we about, Zach? What do we do?
Drinking busting balls.
We do today. We're not drinking though, because I'm sick.
I gotta work.
So
I
yeah,
can't drink today.
yeah, and this is kind of what we do. We banter back and forth. We talk about stuff, and sometimes we have some guests on.
Yeah.
We like to highlight the working class of America, and that's pretty much it.
Yep. That's
So
about it.
if you're into that, check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and pretty much wherever else you can find podcasts. We're probably there. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We have a website, workingstiffspodcast.com.
We're special.
Yep.
Listen to us.
And that's pretty much it. Wrap up this promo.
Live with your sack, not your back.
All right, get your asses back to work.
Later.